I'm hanging in there. Everything. Really excited for the haunt season going forward.
Yes, definitely.
So go ahead, introduce yourself.
I am Daphne. Hi. I play Lucky on the bow of the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely have gained that role last season and everything. And if you weren't there, then it was somebody else completely different. I don't. And it was Amani on Amani, or it was
Daisy there?
No, probably just Amani.
Amani was
probably
great.
just Amani.
I mean, if anyone's gonna take my part, it's gonna be Amani.
Yeah. Or what year did you start?
2016.
2016.
Yes.
Gosh, I missed that. I missed that year. That was a pretty good year. What year was good for you?
2019, the year before COVID.
2019? Oh yeah, 2019 was absolutely amazing. That was the very first season that I started.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh.
It all meshes together.
How did you get into it? Like, how did you figure out about USS and what made you like, hey, I want to scare people?
Well, at the time, I was being a stay-at-home mom, and I had a part-time job at night that was only seasonal. It ended in the summer. So I'm like, well, I kind of want to work some more, get some more extra money.
Yep.
And so I saw the job posting, and I'm like, I'm going to go for it. Did it, and I'm here. So.
I mean, you've been here for like what? That would make it, how many seasons for you? Like 10?
This coming up year
10,
would be
11?
this coming up year would be 9.
9?
Yeah.
So I basically count 2020 because
Yeah, I
was
did
still
too,
a part of
because
the group.
I would have been there had they been open. So
Yeah.
I still count.
I still would have been there and everything, but I counted because I was still a part of the Facebook group, and I definitely would have been fully invested if it had opened. But unfortunately, COVID happened. Thanks COVID.
Ugh.
Thanks for messing it up. But I mean, there were still some haunts open and everything. I mean, like it didn't fully cancel the haunt season, but like it definitely put a dent in a lot of like places. Because I remember Kings Island didn't do their Halloween haunt. Dent Schoolhouse was doing some restrictions for theirs. Land of Illusion was doing the exact same thing. We were closed. It was a drag. It was unbearable.
I didn't know what to do with myself.
So during that time, like, because obviously we weren't acting or anything, like what specifically do you like remember just sitting at the house and like,
Twiddling my thumbs. Yes.
twiddling your thumbs?
Like I had the luxury of, I worked for the school system, so I was still kind of getting paid for some work, and I work in a cafeteria, so I was going in, handing out food,
Yeah.
and then coming home. So I still got paid, got to work, so it's all good. So.
Yeah, it probably wasn't burning you out of going from there, and then to the
That was
haunted house
just
and
it was just a nice little ease.
everything.
I had a lot more rage in 2021.
Yeah. Rage and frustration
Yes.
from 2020. Ugh. But so what scene did they first push you in back in 2016? Because that was quite some time ago.
First night was the clown, and I remember first time I ever did makeup. The guy that did my makeup
You
was
did makeup, or
no, the guy that did my makeup was
okay.
Jason Irvin, and I was in clown.
Oh, Jason.
And then fast forward to
Love you, Jason.
yes, fast forward to my son's first night working on the boat. Jason got to do his makeup, so it was kind of like a full circle.
A full circle, yeah, full circle right there. Did you like clown, or like was it too much, or did you feel like there's probably another scene that I could probably do better?
Well, it was good for an introductory character.
First time. Clowns are pretty good first time. Like
trying to find your niche and figure out what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say, how you're gonna act. A lot of times it's like you could just, with the clown area, you could just hide in a corner and just stand there. My go-to thing was, because we had like mannequin clowns, I would just stand there and people would be like, "Is that real? Is that real?" Yeah, so it was pretty easy. It was like
just be like
pop out from the curtains.
Be like, touch me, I dare you.
Yeah.
Touch me, I dare you. But and then what other scenes did they put you in? Any other scenes your first season, or no?
Pretty much here, there, and everywhere.
Really?
I mean, my first 2 years, I can't remember if it was my first year, I believe my second year in 2017 by then, at the cast party, I had gotten a Here, There, and Everywhere award. Because I was pretty much everywhere on the boat.
So you did you probably did clown, Anna.
I didn't do Anna that year.
No.
No, sadly no.
I know that one of the years that I was working, I don't know if it was 2021 or if it was 2019, but you were in Anna. I think it was 2019 or 2021.
That's why I love 2019. I was
Yeah.
Anna. Like
There
this
you
year,
go.
yeah.
Then it was 2019 because that was my very first year. They put me in clown a lot that year because I had my I had that mask and everything with the hair.
Now I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
You
me.
just constantly wore the mask. I didn't see this.
Yeah, and then they actually put me in the box like before they put me in like full time halfway through the 22 season. They put me in box like maybe like 2 times each of like in 2019 and then 2021. And I remember wearing the clown mask for one of the times and everything, and I was like, oh, it's like I feel something here.
Yes.
But then they put me in Night Watchman and, Pilot House. And I mean, I love Pilot House. Pilot House is a really good one. And then Clown. Clown was the majority of it and everything. And I was like, yeah, I could get used to this. Now I'm used to the box. But, so you did mention, obviously you have a son.
Yes.
He works at the Nightmare.
Yes.
He's, how old is he now?
He'll be 15 this coming season.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They grow up so fast.
I think his first night on the boat, he was very sensory overload, and I think you were the one that took him in the box with you
Yeah.
and worked with him and was like, "Hey, it's quiet in here." Let's
Yeah,
cut
he
this
was
out."
very shy, very a little uncomfortable at first and everything because haunted houses are very loud. Like some of them can be extremely loud. Like USS Nightmare, I mean, it's not too loud, but there's definitely some moments where it's like, oh, okay, it's a little bit okay.
But it's good. It plays on the senses, and that's the whole point. It's like there's sounds, smells, sights everywhere, and it throws you off.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very unique environment to say the least. It's very fun. At first, it's very you're very nervous, but it instantly is like, oh yeah. Put on the makeup, the costume, and after your first night, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
How did you deal with your first night and everything? How was your opening night? Like your very first night you worked there?
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming?
Yes.
So you were very nervous, very
sure.
holy crap, what do I do?
What do I do? Where do I go?
Yeah.
Because your first night, you gotta understand when they put you in clown, it's like a full-on maze.
Yeah.
So you're literally trying to figure it out when the customers are coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, I don't know, you're running into walls.
And those customers can, in the clown and everything, like the customers can go wherever they really truly please. If there's nobody there to meet them, saying go this way or go that way, they will go straight out the emergency exit and not even realize it until it's like, I think people should understand that if you see a door that has an exit on the very top, I don't think that's where you truly go, especially on the boat.
I always told people in the clown maze, curtains only, no doors.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the way you progress through that maze and pretty much everywhere on the boat is curtains. If you see a curtain, you go through it. Unless there's some random curtain that just there's probably maybe somebody changing or something like that. It's awkward.
If you're in a room and there happens to be a door, and there's an actor in that room, let the actor open the door for you.
Yeah.
Easy.
I remember that one night where that one lady passed out. You remember that girl that passed out?
The first emergency
in the
I had to call.
Yeah.
Yes, that was my first emergency call.
And that was the very first time I actually had to physically hold somebody to the ground, and I was like, oh my God, Daphne, Jack, where is everyone?
Yeah, you open up the door, and I remember I was opening up my door to
were you in museum or Bell that night?
I was in museum.
Yeah.
And I was opening up my door to let my group come to you.
Yeah.
And I see you coming out of the elevator cradling this girl to the ground.
Me and this girl's friend.
Yeah, and I'm telling the customers that are about to walk through, I say, hey, stay right there. This is not part of the show. Stay right there. And I went out to get Joe. And I'm like, we got an emergency in the box. And then I had to tell the customers, move over here because you're going to have people come running in from every direction.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, that was great.
And then Jack comes in, and he's, poor guy, he doesn't know what to do, and he's just stepping over, and I'm like, Jack, get the emergency button. He's like, okay. I'm sorry. I think he was coming back from like break or something like that. He was coming back from like the restroom and everything. And stuff.
That was my first emergency. She's fine. Everything's fine. It's great.
Yeah, she was fine. They took her out. I think they took her out somewhere. I forgot where it was. It might have been.
They took her out the side
shoreside.
Yeah,
it was shoreside. To those stairs towards like Night Watchman's emergency exit and everything towards the stairs, and I think they kept her there for a good like 5-10 minutes just to make sure that she was make sure she was all right to start walking, get off the boat if she needed any help, and they were probably gonna call 911 and everything. We get a lot of those. We got one. Well, me and Talina talked about it, and somebody else talked about it. But we actually did have a very unfortunate incident opening night last season where somebody got injured in Clown. She knows who she is. She's gonna get an interview, and Talina's very good friends with her. But it was very unfortunate. But obviously, she came back during the season, and she seemed like she was in perfect condition and health and everything. So. Yeah. That boat is an absolute disaster waiting to happen sometimes.
Danger. So.
That's why we take our emergency exits very seriously.
This way.
And it is very, very stressful getting people
through safely.
Yeah, because we are over a river. We are on a river. You. Don't mess around on the boat, please.
No running.
No horseplaying.
No.
No
climbing on the rails.
No, don't do anything that's gonna get you like
hurt
in the end. Yeah, pretty much. Was there ever a time that you got hurt on the boat?
I just watched your interview when I was. Yeah. I think I was trying to stop somebody from going into a door that they weren't supposed to go into.
Do you remember what scene it was?
Museum. That tricky museum. And
it's the museum now, not the old museum. So 2021, 2019 museum.
Yes.
Jeez, old Pete. Oh gosh.
So there's 2 doors, and there's like a stationing area where the story's told. And clearly one door says workers only. And the other one's a sliding door that I open when I'm ready to have it open and let the people go through.
And we still have the sliding door.
And so this guy was trying to forcibly put himself through any door he can get through. And I remember getting shoved into the wall. And I pretty bruised up my arm pretty bad.
Oh gosh.
So into the wall.
Because there's that railing right here, and then they come this way and they go this way, and then there was the window. I remember that it's now Vampire RP. And then you went left, and then you just cut left regardless just to get to the sliding door.
Well, that happens a lot in museum, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, like people come in and they're like, what do we do? Where do we go? Where do we go? They're already freaked out. And you're trying to calm them down. Just stay here for a second.
Yeah.
They're pushing and shoving, trying to get through any door that they want to get through.
Yeah.
Just stop.
They're basically very, very scared. They're nervous. They don't want to go. They sign up for a haunted house and they don't know what to do because they're nervous.
Just calm down. It's okay.
We're not going to actually hurt you. Going down a total of 666 floors.
All the way down.
You know I used that in the Scare Factor video, right?
Did you?
Did you watch last year's?
I did. I think so.
I literally, because that was the night they put me in museum. Then I got moved to clown because Tony was running late and everything. So I had to be museum until he got there. Unfortunately, Scare Factor got there as soon they got there like opening like the very first maybe 20 minutes of the night, and I was like, oh, poor Tony.
He missed out. But 660 feet. That's an elevator. That's how far down it goes.
Yeah.
It's just a harmless elevator. Just going down.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to hear some of the new changes this year.
Wait, what? Huh?
But yeah, no. So what's your goal coming into this season?
It's a running joke, but hoping that I finally get to do the one scene I've never done.
Captain.
Yes.
I would have gladly have given you Captain last season and in 2023 because they kept putting. It's not that I don't actually truly like the captain. I don't fit the captain. I'm sorry.
Captains, I mean, and I could see, like, again, one, I'm female, but I've played the Night Watchman before, you know? And
Well, I mean, you've played here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, but like, I'm also not that big and intimidating, so it's like, I get it. It's like, you know.
But also, I mean, like, you have somebody like me in there, and I'm like, and it's like, it's kind of like, it's like, well, he's not like as tall as like a Xander. He's not as tall as like, you know, Steve or anybody else. Like, but like, why can't I do it?
There's beauty in being small, though. It's like, that's like the one comment
We are
I
the
get.
short captain.
Short captain, Kurt, yeah.
That's me, and if she ever gets captain, that's her too.
Well, like, that's the one comment I get from most of the customers is, they'll, like, wherever I'm at, they'll be like, no, oh my gosh, she's so scary. It's, oh my gosh, she's so short.
Yeah.
And then I really tried to, like, mind fuck with them and be on the railing.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm looking down on them, and then I'll hop down, and it's just, it's great.
Guys, listen. Just because we're short does not mean we can't still mess you up. Like I said, it's all about the legs.
Yeah. I mean, ask Zach.
What do you love about it? Like, what do you love about just the whole environment as a whole?
The family atmosphere with everybody. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, we do have, like I said, my son works here. There's a lot of family members, but we're all family. We've suffered losses together.
Yeah. I remember we lost Waterbug.
Waterbug.
Yeah. He is actually on the boat. And if Scare Factor watches this, I know every time Scare Factor came through, they saw the Waterbug thing. If Scare Factor is watching this, it is actually an actor that passed away that was still continuously working with us. I think he passed away when, like 2021?
It was 2021. Because when we came back from COVID, because that was the year that they gave me museum. And it was the old museum.
Yeah.
And I remember
that was the last year for the old museum, yeah.
And I remember going in my first night there, because that was Waterbug's spot. That was his spot. That's what he did. He started the show off right. Him and Terry Harrison just were great together. Terry's the other guy on the picture, Scare Factor. So and he just had this energy about him, just enthusiastic, just crazy, just all over. And they I remember Terry told me that they had like a tally on the wall every night how many people they jumped ship before they even left that museum.
Oh, yeah.
And so after he passed,
honestly, I should probably start doing that now, because people, they get in the box and they don't want to continue after the box, and it's like, well,
tally.
Exactly.
But yeah, it was very overwhelming in a lot of ways, because the museum, if you don't know, is the first room on the boat. It's a very important room.
It sets the tone.
So if I screw up and I look bad, it sets the tone for the boat. And so, and then it was his room and to take over such an iconic character that he established. Yeah. That first night, I came out like crying. Like I was crying all night. Like before I got in there, after I got done. And so if you walking through the boat, his picture's still in Old Museum, which is now Vampire Rip.
Yeah.
In
his picture is still also in that hallway before you get into Captain's quarters.
And you'll see it. It says in blood Waterbug. That was his nickname. And it's
a picture of him, and it's a picture of Terry.
Yeah. So yeah, we've suffered losses, and so yeah, it brings us all closer together. No matter what happens, we're all together. And so going back to and then that is just like you've talked about in our previous interviews, the rage factor. You know, it's therapeutic to get out there and just scream and yell and holler at people.
Yeah.
And
it really is.
I always say most people pay for their therapy, and I get paid for mine. So.
Yeah. Getting paid for therapy is fun.
Great. I mean, where else? You can't just go running down the street with a weapon saying, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to rip your throat out."
The only time you can do that actually is.
Don't do that. Do it.
The only time you can do it though is in a haunted house.
Yeah, I mean.
As long as you're not actually doing it, don't actually hurt somebody. And I feel like this is the one thing that I haven't talked about at all in these interviews is we are not allowed to touch you. Unless you have the RIP necklace or it's the Extreme Tour, but our goal is not to hurt you, so please don't hurt us. Please don't try, intend to, because there's a lot of people that come through and think they are just absolutely the shit, and they want to act tough for their girlfriend, their boyfriend, their whatever it is, their friends. They just come in and they act out. Like, it's like, okay, I'm not at home, you know, my parents aren't here, so I'm gonna go ahead and act like a class clown.
Don't do it.
If you act like a class clown, you get shut down real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you pay to see a show.
Yeah.
Don't go in acting like a fool. Mommy paid for the show. I mean,
you paid for a show. You paid for something for us to do to you, not for you to do to us. Let's make that very clear.
And if there's a door, as you said, says "Do not enter," do not enter.
Exactly.
Don't try to hide and scare us, because that's happened.
Yeah.
And to me, guy tried to hide and try to jump out and scare me.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was there. I turned around aggressively and smacked him in the face.
Yeah. No.
And because I didn't know he was back there. It didn't end pretty for him either, because he tried to get up in my face and fight me.
Yeah. No. It's.
Yeah. He got escorted out. Yeah.
Do not play with fire. That's what I'm gonna say. Do not play with fire. We are very angry people on the boat, obviously, because we work in a haunted house. We can be very angry people when it comes down to it. And if you do something like that, it is very disrespectful to us. It's very disrespectful to the stuff that we are doing in general. You're basically saying, oh, I can do this and be, you know, whatever, but you really can't because you don't work at one. And at the same time, you know, it's not just us that you're kind of disrespecting, but any actor or actress out there, you're kind of in a sense disrespecting what they do. And
the
everything.
other customers too. You pretty much, if you get pairs, sometimes on Slow Nights, we pair different groups up together. Respect them too. If you don't, first of all, don't act like that, you know.
Yeah.
But be mindful of everybody else around you. You might catch up with another group, and they paid the money too, and they paid to enjoy it. Don't ruin it for them.
Yeah, I hate it because I've seen people who have ruined it for people in their group, mind you. There was this one guy who was wanting to act all tough, and his girlfriend and her friends, they were wanting to enjoy it.
That was last year.
And everything, yep. And he came up and everything like that, and he was like, you know, he was just acting out and acting like he was like from the ghetto and everything, and you can tell when somebody's not from the ghetto. And I was like, he kept mouthing off, and I was like, and I rebutted back, and he didn't say a word and everything. And his girls, by the way, the girls that he was with,
apologize.
They looked at me and they were like, yeah, we're sorry about that.
Sorry.
Like, don't try to act like that.
And like I said, we do have young kids that do work on the boat. We have family members that are learning their craft.
And this goes for any specific haunted house.
Yes, I mean, you know, and some other haunted houses might have kids working there, so you've also got to be mindful of that too. What you say and what you do, and the pushing, the shoving. I know I've got that mama bear. I'm like, I did it for one of our younger actors last year.
And I got that brother bear.
One of our younger actors, she's 14, she was just being this smart aleck back and forth banter with this one guy, and he thought he was being tough. He was doing it with me first, and I made reference to something being little, and he didn't like that. So then this 14-year-old girl was just going, you know, and he literally had the nerve to turn around and call her a bitch. And I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
That gets you in a lot of messed up places.
And he ended up getting in the cornered by me, and I got in his face and yelled at him. You will not disrespect anyone else on this boat.
Nope, absolutely not. Well, do you have any advice for anybody who wants to get into it, or maybe is going into their first season this year?
Ease into it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be nervous. Find who you want to be and use it. I mean,
she got an award for character development last season, so.
Which is really shocking because like I've really struggled to find character. I really pretty much just act batshit crazy.
Me and you both got awards last year.
Hey. So it was Lauren Muzzy character award, and for building this character that they started 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago. And
2023, 2022,
yeah,
something like that.
Again, years mush. You know?
Yeah.
And I've built on that, filmed costumes, and really just, I pretty much just go, like I said, batshit crazy.
Yeah.
My character is pretty much the psychic medium type character, so I feed off of the different characters on the boat. So.
Me. Tappy. Tappy tap tap.
That's all he does is tap. He can't talk.
Yeah, man. You know, Ronan is Ronan's definitely a part of your character.
Yes, I remember, like, I don't know where that came from. I just randomly says he can't talk. Captain took his tongue. Don't badmouth Anna, you know. And
then when I get my tongue back, you're don't.
I was really shocked that first year when you on Extreme Night.
Yeah.
Your idea for the boat. It took me
the tongues.
The tongues for the elevator, and I'm like, it took me a minute. Tongues? Why tongues?
She was the inspiration behind that one right there.
It was great. Now I carry a tongue in my pocket, and he chases me around the bow of the boat.
Yep.
Got your tongue.
That tongue's probably rotten, but you know it's okay. It doesn't matter what the tongue looks like. Ronan will take any tongue, even if it's somebody who is.
Don't give him a tongue.
I mean, I wouldn't. But yeah, no, it's so much fun, and like I will be doing this until I die. Like for sure, I think I can 100% say that I will not retire at all. People will say that they retire, but no. It's too much of a fun job, and it's memories.
It's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, no matter how tired you get,
it's very
you just
thrilling.
Keep going. Yeah. You get that scare and you just keep going. You feed off the energy.
Yep, highly recommend for all the thrill seekers out there, for sure. Definitely chase it. Well, it was nice having you on here.
Thank you.
Good.
Aww.
All right. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next part. Stay scary.